Hello and welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Holistic Healing for today's Yin Yoga class. Thank you so much for choosing to join me. Let's begin by finding an easy seat at the center of the mat. And since today's class is all about finding a centered mind and body, let's take a few moments to simply go inward, to begin to scan through ourselves, simply noticing any sensations or tension within the body. Noticing the state of your mind and emotions. Feel the sits bones grounded to the earth beneath you. As you inhale, become aware of your posture, lengthening the spine. Exhaling as the shoulders drop down away from the ears. Taking in the quality and the temperature of the air around you, against your skin. Noticing the quality of your breath. Inhaling through the nose into the dantian, our low belly space. And exhaling fully and slowly. When you're ready, go ahead and gently allow the eyelids to open if you've had them closed. And make your way onto your belly for our first pose of the day. We're going to begin with a lying quad stretch. Let's start on the right side, reaching for the right foot or ankle with the right hand, or maybe using a strap or towel or something to wrap around the foot if you can't reach that far today. Take an inhale. As you exhale, begin to pull the foot closer toward the glute, feeling this deep stretch through the quad, but not forcing anything, just gently easing into our stretches today. Be sure that the pelvis and hips are staying flat against the ground. You don't want them lifting up, creating an arch in the low back. By keeping them flat to the mat, we'll go deeper into the psoas and hip flexor area, as well as in the quad. Continue to stay with your breath again, inhaling deep into the dantian, feeling the low belly as it rises and presses against the mat. With your exhale, slowly let go of anything you don't need right now. Letting go of tension you're holding on to, letting go of any thoughts, worries, or distractions. Be sure that the glutes are relaxed, the hips, scanning from head to toe, just noticing any sensations you're feeling right now. Breathing into any areas of tension. And with each exhale, imagining that tension melting out of the body. I encourage you to use your breath as an anchor throughout this practice, to come back to any time you notice the mind wandering, as a source of something to center your mind on, to shift your focus to find presence in each moment. Just one more minute left on this side, and I will leave you here to enjoy the silent stillness. Let's take just one more big inhale here. And exhale fully and slowly, letting go of any remaining tension. Then release the right leg. And let's take it right over to the left side now. Reaching back for the left foot with the left hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, gently begin to pull your heel toward the glute. Once again, be sure that the pelvis is remaining in contact with the mat. Come back to that breath. And with your next exhale, release any tension you find yourself still holding on to, making sure those glutes are relaxed in the hips. Forehead maybe resting gently against the mat. In this class, we are targeting the earth element, which is comprised of the spleen and stomach meridians. These meridians run through the front of our body, our quads, psoas, hip flexor area, as well as into our torso. The spleen and stomach meridians are associated with digestion, our body's ability to take in nutrients and sustenance to sustain us, and then getting rid of anything we don't need. So psychologically, when our earth element is in balance, we have a deep state of peace in our lives. We draw our energy inward to our centers and are able to get rid of anything that we don't need so that we can prepare for transformation. This element is also related to sympathy and being able to have compassion for others. But when our earth element is out of balance, we may feel anxious, worried. We may overcare for others and undercare for ourselves. So with this class, I offer you an opportunity to go inward, to draw your energy to your center, to still the mind, go into the body, and to offer yourself this opportunity to prepare for transformation. We have less than a minute left in this pose, so once again, I will leave you to enjoy the blissful silence and stillness. Great job. Go ahead and release that left foot now. We're going to go right into our next pose, which is our Sphinx Pose. So with the elbows aligned beneath the shoulders, fingers spread and palms against the mat, lift the chest up, taking a slight back bend here. So we're extending through our stomach area. On your next exhale, see if you can drop the shoulder blades down and back a little bit further, lengthening through the neck, relaxing the glutes, the legs, feet and ankles. Continuing to draw that breath deep into the dantian and making each exhale as long and slow as possible, allowing all the air to leave the lungs. Here you have the option of keeping the head up or allowing it to hang down, which may take the sensation a bit deeper into the shoulders and the neck. Stay connected to your anchor of the breath, maybe scanning through the body, bringing greater awareness to the senses. feeling the mat beneath your legs, beneath your palms, noticing the air against your skin, perhaps your hair against your neck, the feeling of your clothing, taking in any sounds or smells near or far, coming back inward to really notice mindfully and attentionally. Inhale, inviting deeper relaxation into the body. And exhale, letting go of anything that isn't serving you in this moment. Less than 1 minute left here. With your next exhale, gently allow the chest to come back towards the mat. And let's just take a short rebound here, maybe making a pillow with the hands. Feel the echo of the pose, noticing the changes in sensation from before and after these first two poses. Feeling the gentle buzz of energy flowing more freely through the quads and the torso now. When you're ready and in your own time, gently make your way up into tabletop. Then we're going to step the right foot forward toward the front of the mat. Begin to heel toe that right foot toward the outer edge of the mat, and then allow the knee to begin to fall away, rolling the foot onto the pinky toe edge. Taking our dragon with wing. Begin to move slightly side to side, forward or backward, maybe waving the chest up and down slightly, just to play around with this pose, taking some micro adjustments to figure out how this pose best serves your body and targets your unique areas of tension. Maybe you want to stay up on the hands, or maybe down on the elbows, perhaps even resting the chest on a bolster or some pillows. Once you find the position that best serves your body, find our stillness once again. Breathing deeply into those areas of tension. Imagine that fresh oxygen being pulled into those areas. Exhale fully and slowly, letting go as your body surrenders deeper into the pose here. Scan through the body once again, taking in any sensations, letting go of anything you can let go of that you don't need right now. Finding a deep presence in this moment. Now, if this pose is already really intense for you, then you can just stay right here. But if you want to go deeper into the quad, then begin to reach for the left foot with your right hand as you twist gently. Take an inhale, lengthening through the spine. As you exhale, gently draw the heel closer toward the glute. And similarly to how we did with our lying quad stretch, think about tilting your pelvis forward slightly. So we're going deeper into that psoas and hip flexor area. Once again, take some micro adjustments, maybe moving side to side, playing around with shifting your hips forward and back a little bit, left and right. And really notice how these small adjustments can make a big difference in the sensations you're feeling. And once again, when you have found the positioning that works best for you today, and find stillness there, continuing to stay anchored to the breath. We have just over a minute left on this side. Great job. Gently release the foot now. In your own time, slowly come back into tabletop. And then let's take it right to the other side now. This time stepping the left foot forward. Heel toeing that foot toward the outer edge of the mat. Then begin to allow the knee to drop away from the body, rolling the foot onto the outer edge. Take those micro adjustments again, moving side to side, shifting the hips, maybe waving the chest up and down. And then settle into your stillness once more. When we take these moments to come into our center, when we have a balanced earth element, we are more able to have clear intentions, greater sense of our purpose and direction. So during this practice is a great time to maybe set some intentions for yourself today. We have 1 minute before we take our next variation of this pose. Continue breathing through the discomfort, learning to increase your threshold for distress tolerance as you sit with the uncomfortable feelings, breathing through it. Let's take just one more breath here, inhaling deep into the Dantian Exhaling fully and slowly. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to take it up a notch, begin to reach for the right foot now with the left hand, twisting gently at the belly button. Inhale as you lengthen through the spine. And with your exhale, begin to pull the heel closer toward the glute. Once again, thinking about tipping the pelvis forward slightly. So we're thinking about keeping the core and the low back stabilized, while also going deeper into that quad and the hip flexor and psoas area. Again, take those micro adjustments here, moving slightly side to side, shifting the hips forward and back slightly, maybe even playing around with the angle of which you pull your heel towards your glute. But never forcing anything, listening to the wisdom of the body, giving it just what it's asking for. Wherever you are today is just where you need to be. Settle into your stillness once you have found that area that speaks to you. And come back to the breath and tune inward for the remainder of our time in this pose. We are almost there. Great job. Gently release the foot now. And in your own time and with as little movement as possible, find your way onto your back for another rebound. Gently tucking the shoulder blades down and back. Arms at the sides, palms facing up. Feel the echo of the pose once again. Scanning from the head all the way down to the toes. Noticing everything you feel in the body. Feeling your weight against the mat. Taking in every sensation. When you're ready, gently turn onto your left side and meet me up at seated for our next pose. Our last pose of the day is our saddle pose. So to get in this, we have our legs next to our hips here, making sure we aren't sitting on the heels. Now, if this is really intense or hurts your knees, try sitting on a block or pillow so you're boosted up a little bit. Or maybe even do just one leg at a time with one leg extended straight. Once you're in this position, begin to walk the hands backwards as far as you can, maybe lowering yourself onto the elbows, perhaps resting back onto a pillow or bolster, or maybe resting all the way back onto the mat, reaching the arms overhead. And it's also okay here if the toes are pointed, so your feet are flat against the mat, or maybe you have your ankles at a 90-degree angle and the feet pointing out to the side. But as always, don't force anything. If you feel any pain or sharp sensations, then be sure to back off or maybe take a different pose instead. Wherever you are is just where you need to be today. So honor your body by listening to it, but not forcing it or rushing it. And as we're here, maybe you'll notice the fascia beginning to release. And perhaps you can find a new edge going a little bit deeper. Breathe into the belly, inviting a deeper state of relaxation into the whole body. To exhale fully and slowly, letting go of anything that isn't serving you in this moment. Feel your body weight heavy against the mat, surrendering deeper with each exhale, letting go of any resistance in the body, allowing gravity to take you deeper into the pose. As we let go of resistance, the pose often becomes even more comfortable, though it's our natural instinct to tighten up, to resist. So stay with that breath, breathing through the discomfort. We have less than 2 minutes left in this pose. Just before the break of dawn, the rising of the new day sun, the earth is still with quieted tones, each creature asleep before she rises and roams. Even Mother Earth, she takes her rest to slow down, be still, rest and reflect. And as the new day begins, she moves with intentional focus from energy recentered to fulfill her great day's purpose. You're doing awesome. We are almost done with this pose. Stay focused, stay centered, taking just a few more slow and controlled breaths. Great job. When you're ready. If you are all the way back, begin by coming up onto your elbows, into your hands, and slowly lift the chest back up. Or maybe you can just release the feet while staying on your back, whatever is easiest for you, to safely get onto your back for a final Savasana. Gently tuck the shoulder blades down and back, finding a nice neutral position with the spine. Arms resting at the sides, palms facing up. Continue to follow the natural rise and fall of each breath. As I name each area of your body, without moving, simply notice that area. See if you can relax it a little deeper. Relax the feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, the thighs, hips and hip flexors, psoas, pelvic floor, the low back, middle back, and upper back. Feel the stomach, the sternum, and collarbones. noticing the shoulders, the shoulder blades, upper arm, lower arms, wrists and hands. Feel the neck, back of the head against the mat, and relax every small facial muscle, the forehead, space between the eyebrows, the jaw, cheeks, and tongue. And with your next exhale, imagining a wave of relaxation washing down the body, carrying away any remaining tension as you sink deeper against your mat. Gently begin to bring some awareness back into the body, wiggling the fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently turn onto your right side and meet me seated for a final closing breath together. Let's inhale as we reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands to prayer heart center and maybe rest the hands on the heart, feeling its beating pulse within you. Taking just a few more final moments to go inward, to notice any shifts of sensations from the beginning to the end of this class, or shifts of mental or emotional state. And when you're ready, gently release the hands and allow the eyes to open once again. Thank you so much for joining me for today's short Yin Yoga class. I hope this class has helped you feel centered, grounded, and at peace as you move throughout this day with intention and purpose. If you enjoyed this class, please do me a huge favor and be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with all of my future classes. Thank you again for joining me for today's class, and I will see you soon, friends. Namaste.